Listen, yeah. Let's kickstart with this from Soot Knight. Hey, Prez, you ready to go, yeah?
Ready.
Radar Radio, Spookies, Prez T, let's go.
Okay. I said, yeah. But I weren't freezing, driving whips without the keys in and squeezing. Why they call it HM Pleasure? Can't see one bit of pleasing. Now that I'm back in charge of grime, can't let gas or breathing. Trust, ain't gonna go back to jail. Already set up the cell. This whole system, you better watch it. Set up to fail, back in the can. Can't get to my mail, future my human rights. If that's the case, see on the wing insights, and it ain't violence when I come around. Ending careers, Prez, I heard you're ending careers. Who do you roll with? 2, 3, 4 pioneers. Spoke to my peers, they were like cheers. Burying MCs from day to day, and engineers, stranger appears. Whoa, raw, start of the chief, start of the term. Now you're a gangster, how do you turn? Prez, you're kinda safe, little bit stern, king of the culture, no concern. Call me a vulture, gassed up, you type bird. Raw, it's not a network, won't see a blue tick, I brought the magic. Won't see a new trick, it's not the truth. It's not the truth, it's not the truth. I know man that I come to your roof. It's not the truth, it's not the truth. Hey.
Spooky.
I don't want to see them. I said I don't want to see these men get out of the pram to make a point. You was the point. Out of the gram, so much cash, can't put me in the slam. I was in Manny, but I weren't taking a Prez, heard you moving boxes. They better know that I am. Know that I will, know that I can. I've ridden the fire. And I ain't talking Sam, never had a clue. Why don't mean I was part of a clan. I said, T on the wing. Best in Britain, all these tigers, but when it comes down to the crunch, all I see is a kitten. Kill off Kali, one of the words I've written. Yo, Radar Radio, the greatest to ever touch UK soil. Live and direct, going out to Spooky. Yeah. Nah. T on the wing out now. Go cop that. Levels. Okay.
Spooky.
Nah. Out of the pram to make a point. You was the point. Out of the gram, so much cash, can't put me in the slam. I was in Manny, but I weren't taking the tram. Prez, heard you moving boxes. They better know that I am. Walk in the room, spray what I like. Said to the airplays, you can play what you like. They better know, I'm just reaching my third, and I ain't talking a strike. Prez, none of these men have ever been trapped. I said, none of their raves have ever been packed. Nah, when you gonna release the brand new tape? Presidential stance, presidential shape. They were like, you're so up in the clouds. We would've thought you was wearing a cape. Said he had a serious crash, and I found out they weren't even a scrape. Blood, if you're on a scale of a chimp, mess with an ape. Words on road, I'm a reptilian. Nah fam, too busy making a million. Nah, too busy making a million. Word on road, I'm a reptilian. Nah fam, too busy making a million. Nah, I said, okay, you know. And it's easy, like that. Like work, the greatest. I said, let's go. Man in Meridian, still man in Meridian, word on road, I'm a reptilian. Nah fam, too busy making a million, don't be surprised if you see Mason signs. No, we ain't talking cold, when I say digging up mines. Wow, part of the greatest collective, what can I say? I'm too selective, what should I spray? Never's at home, never gonna bring it away. Man wanna talk like Snoop, but it's funny how it's never had a day like Dre. If MCs were dogs, I'll be a stray. Why don't me? They won't be from a breed of pits. President T transmits. Must be a dream, give cats the food, must be a feed. I said there's no MC that could get to my level of stripes. I was like, almost the level of snipes. BM Mercedes, yeah I got types. I got an African friend who said, yeah I got swipes. What's he gonna get? Pair of Nikes, I wanna send for the Strally. That I bought off a pair of dykes. When trouble ignites, I know man that are scared of heights. That'll skip to the side and lock off your lights. Kill off Kali, stranger returns. President T excites.
No pulse, no pulse.
Yeah.
No breathing, no breathing. No heartbeat, no heartbeat.
No. Okay.
Spooky.
Let's go.
Special.
Spooky.
Shout out Spooky. Radar.
Spooky.
Special.
Spooky.
Special.
Spooky.
Anti Big Zoo.
Special.
Going out to Solon.
Spooky.
Special.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Bossman Birdie, raise up your hand.
Special.
Okay.
Spooky.
Special.
Never had problems at my door, never had problems at my gates. What I'm doing in Britain, some of them asks, would you do it in the States? I don't really know. With my record, that's maybe or not. All I ever hear is rounds. They were like, Prez, are you shot? Maybe I'm wounded. With a little intent, fill him up with lead and copper. I ain't talking the ones that I've been. Trust T on the wing. When I say 100% Waylon Strangeways, that's where I went. Sorry, that's not what I meant. What I said. Kirokali, test press T, get Kirokali. Punch on the shoulder, Kirokali. Kick in the waist back, Kirokali. Yes.
No pulse. No pulse.
No breathing.
Okay.
No breathing.
No heartbeat. No heartbeat.
No.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Special.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Special.
Spooky.
Going out to Spooky.
Special.
Spooky.
Special.
Okay.
Spooky.
No.
Special.
Spooky.
Special.
Okay.
Spooky.
No pulse. No pulse.
Special.
Let's go.
Spooky.
No heartbeat.
Special.
Third. Again. You bring the pressure, I bring the force. Back into my face. Volume 1, of course. What type of bloodline mixtape I endorse? I'm not an officer, but I enforce. Cause we're so strong. We're called the Iron Force. Bring your whole crew. They will die in fours. I ain't on the strip. Dying draws. I'm on the strip. Banging out hundreds of scores. That's kind of flimsy. I didn't grow up on Jason K, but when you hear President, you want to bring back Slimsy. Said that he plays in the Premier, but the word on road is that I said this MC ain't wise. I wouldn't let him escape with one of those lies. Hey Rudy, I ain't none of those guys, and I only MC with one of those guys. I turn an EJ MC into a guy that cries. Nah, I can't promote one of those lies. Me and these MC guys ain't size, and you'll run up the mat till someone dies. I don't want to send some music guy to the skies. They all know it's me. I can't fully disguise. It'll take about 6 months or so for an MC to realise he ain't never been clever. This MC ain't nah. Don't jump into the sea if you can't swim. If you're gonna pour me a glass, I beg you please, fill it up to the brim. Just got back from war, but I don't mean that I was losing a limb. Trust, I was in Belfast moving keys and so paranoid. You would have thought that I was smoking trees. So much cats when I get to my skin. You would have thought that I was covered in fleas. Tea on the wing. I heard you covered in peas, but I don't mean I forget where I came from. N18. Give me a time, give me a date. Wow. Okay. Yeah. As we break them down, old school style. Going out to Spooky, Radar, President T, the greatest for a touchdown. I was the greatest 10 years ago, I'm the greatest now. Okay. And there's nothing no one can do about it. It's life. Okay. Some things we just gotta accept. Okay. I got results. Yeah, I'm a mic man, no obligation quotes. Yeah, I'm a president, but I ain't looking no votes. From morning, I've been instant, nah. And I ain't talking oats. Yeah, I had thousands, but it ain't votes. They wanna talk about losing the screws. I lost all of my bolts. Last couple times, I was on bail. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. 2017. There is no prisoners. Yeah. Don't jump in the ring. It's long. Okay. Yeah. Let's break them. Breaking them down. Once again, presidential style. I said, nah, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't gonna say I'm back. Too busy watching my back. I know 2-3 guys from Iraq that I walk up in the office. Couple of Heineken pack. Lace that back. I know man that mentioned gash on the track, but President T finds out they ain't even had a. I ain't Michael, I ain't Terry. Released the bucket and spring goes Jerry. Had a few drinks, now Jerry got merry. Now he's looking up from a 6-foot berry. Ball in the sock, now I lick shots 24 round the clock. And I got a part off clock. I said, what's going on? Okay, as we break them. Let's go. Wow. Serious levels. Yeah. Yeah. Stage of health, stage of health, stage of riches, stage of press on your movement. I was like stealth, way past the shell bite. Hey governor, he's not cut for the work. Hotter than who must have been on about jerk. I said my region. Last thing that you wanna do is lurk, walk around, Fix up your chin and shirt. Come to my doorstep, I will bring dirt. Can't say that you put an input. If you didn't insert, all this talk about bring the alarm, but none of these guys have been on alert. I was in Manny, shout out to Ricketts. Life was a movie, got 2 snippets. So much noise in my bits. You would have thought that we had crickets. Yeah. King of flows. Credential pose, best in grime. That was the case. I had to close when I come around. Everybody froze. From your knees to your toes. Please mind your head and shoulders. It's got a parcel, came from the elders. Had to cut out certain man. Why? Them man, they are top loaders. I beg your prayers. Go little easy. Just got a box of the cheddar. But I never been cheesy. Nah. I ain't gotta say I'm back, too busy watching my back. I know 2-3 guys from Iraq that walk up in the offie, cop a little Heineken pack, lace that back. I know man that mentioned gas on the trap, but President T finds out. Yeah. Okay. Spooky's going on wicked right now, you know. Grime in a dark room, that's how we do things. Yeah. Stop all the talk. I said stop all the talk. Punch, blaze, knock man into a daze. Just come back from war without a graze. Over 1 million views, and I ain't talking plays. Just cool, calm. Turning soul, they better know. I ain't talking a farm, talk intelligent, I mean talk with charm. Don't start talking arms, you will see flash and stars. I said I don't want to see a tool make its way to your gums. Won't see a single sweat on my palms. He don't want to clash. I said, how can he clash? I was all over the show. And I ain't talking a rash. I was all talking safe, talking the stash. They don't want to clash. They was all talking squash. I'm like the coke, you need to wash. I made Wicked Man tunes that excite the. What's it gonna be? Strap or kosh? I was like, oh my, without the gosh. I said, I was like, oh my, without the days. I done grew these MCs without the praise. Sprayed these bars without the haze. You want to clash? Wanna know why? They hope to leave without a graze. Yeah. As we educate them by the thousands and the millions, President, you know, I said, let's go. Nah, more than most, Prez, I heard you coming in burn. More than toast, them man, they caught you slipping. Nah, seriously false, in it for a penny, took all the pounds. In it for a sample, took all the sounds. Country spots, don't make me laugh, took all the towns. Violence, I will never talk on stage. I was the turbo without the gauge. Are you earning a wage? Rate goes up, and it won't go down. I use mine like water, I beg you please. Don't go drown. Yeah. Okay. As we blend them. Easy. Yeah. Nah. Going out to H. Yeah. As we roll through. Let's go. Nah. Yeah. Okay. I said, nobody runs these streets. If anyone did, then I never knew. Back in Meridian, I had a crew. Everyone 6 foot tall and rolls with a. They were like, somebody smell down Prezi. I was like, nobody can. Sorry, nobody could. Draw for the garden spades and the plank off. Then I went KFC. What did I order? Wing and the fries. Somebody tell these guys. I said, what did I order? Breast and the chips. Said they got 9s. Funny how I can't see clips. When I got mines, they were like flies. I said, but I weren't doing up zips. We are the best, yeah. I ain't gotta go Brum or Manny to prove it. I was like, old school brother, swing, soul, groove it. We are the best, yeah. I ain't gotta lie to my fans to get any love. When push comes to shove, hit him up with a bear hug, and then start to squeeze. They were like talking breeze. I was like sitting with Alicia, but I weren't keys. She was messing with a guy for the peas. All these goons wanna talk about whites and bees, but when it comes down to the crunch, they only know about the birds and the. Yeah. Okay. And it's lively. Nah. Give cats the food, must be a feed. I said, level of stripes. I was like, almost a level of snipes. BM Mercedes, yeah, I got types. I got an African friend who said, yeah, I got pair of Nikes. I want to send for the Strally. That I bought off a pair of. When trouble ignites, I know man that I'm scared of. That'll skip to your side and lock off your Kilokili, Stranger Returns, President TX. Okay, Yeah, as we break them into outer. You know, real veterans will do real veteran things. I said, okay. As we wait for the next one. Yeah. Nah. Kill off Kali. Says press T, get kill off Kali. Punch on the shoulder, kill off Kali. Kick in the waist back, kill off Kali. I said kill off Kali. Says press T, get kill off Kali. Punch on the shoulder, kill off Kali. Kick in the waist back. I said, how can he clash? I said, and I ain't talking a rash. I was all talking safe, talking a stash. He don't want to clash. He was all talking squash. I'm like the coke, you need to wash. I made wicked man tunes that excite the posh. What's it gonna be? Strap or kosh? I was like, oh my, without the gosh. I said, I was like, oh my, without the days. I done grew these MCs without the praise. Spread these bars without the haze. He didn't want to clash. Wanna know why? They hope to leave without the craze. 24/7, Prez, I heard you're big in heaven. I'm not surprised. I've been around since pre-97. Big in 3-4 countries. Nah, root boy. I'm big in over 11. Big in Hammersmith, big in Bush. I said, Afghan Kush. Big in Dublin, big in Derry. I don't want to dash man over the side of the ferry. If you do your research, you would learn. I'm the champion of this cult. They want to put in work, but I can't see a result. So, they want to put in work. Nah, don't jump into the sea if you can't swim. I beg you please, fill it up to the brim. Just got back from war, but I don't mean that I was losing a limb. Trust, I was in Belfast moving keys and so paranoid. I said, nah, I ain't gotta say I'm back. Too busy watching my back. I know 2-3 guys from Iraq that I walk up in the offie. Cop a liquor Heineken pack. Lace that back. I know man that mentioned gash on the track, but President T finds out they ain't even had it. Walk in the room, spray what I like, T on the wing, that's not hype. I was a stereo without the type, must be after a stripe. I said, that's not right, Uncle Monkey's about the age. Skin colour or height, covered in armour, must be a knight. Trust any, not even a slight. Trust any girl, not even an inch. Someone like Salt, I took a whole lot more than a pinch. Wow, famous bits, might come across 2-3 hypocrites. Girls are in shorts, even it's blitz. Real life stories, that's not me. President T transmits. Yo. T on the wing out now. Yeah. Live and direct. I said. Yeah. I said.
Spooky.
Ending careers, Prez, I heard you're ending careers. Who do you roll with? 2, 3, 4 pioneers. Spoke to my peers, they were like cheers. Burying MCs from day to day, and engineers, stranger appears. Whoa, raw, started the G, started the term. Now you're a gangster, how do you turn? Prez, you're kinda safe. Also a little bit stern, king of the culture, no concern. Call me a vulture, gassed up youths I burn. Raw, it's not a network, won't see a blue tick, I brought the magic. Won't see a new trick. Talking, it's not the truth. Talking, it's not the truth. Claiming without the proof. I know man, now come to your roof. Talking, it's not the truth. Talking, it's not the truth. Trust, I'm talking truth. Why you wanna mislead the youth? Pick up the pace. I said pick up the pace. Go against man like I won't look into my face. None of these mic man come from my bits. Stick to the music, turntables in the mix. People never use it. Dead man stumped for the chicks. Never had a teacher. Are you a track? No. Must be a feature, walk in the room, spray what I like, president preacher, whoa, raw, it's not a stand up, price on my head, could put a grand up, yeah, so white, mine was tanned up, please watch your mouth, mine get bagged up, trust me, they were never brought in the game, dead man are dragged up, dead man are dragged up, dead man are dragged up, please watch your mouth, mine get bagged up, hey, hey,
Radar Radio.
yeah. Okay, radar. I said, yeah, breaking them. As we change the surface, president. Touching the surface, but they ain't touching the sides. None of these guys are taking steps, but I'm taking strides. HMP. Okay, go again on that one. I said, yeah. Okay. Sounds of the president. Radar Radio. I said, can't talk to me about school. I got results, yeah, I'm a mind man, no obligation quotes. Yeah, and I ain't looking no votes. From morning, I've been instant, and I ain't talking oats. Yeah, but it ain't votes. Man wanna talk about losing the screws. I lost all of my bolts, last couple times, I was on bail. Was for assaults, don't ask me why. Too busy counting notes. Too busy counting P's, and I was young, but I don't mean that I weren't counting G's. UK grind to the max degrees. If MCs were cars, I'll be a BM. I was like kids in school. You was a DM. When all the shots went off, I saw the smoke come from his TN. What was my postal code? Might be an N9, might be an N17, but it surely won't be an EN. Wow. Best in Britain, all these tigers, but when it comes down to the crunch, all I see is a kitten. Kill off clean, one of the words I've written. Geezer, listen to this. Do you call it a track? One more word out of him, and I'll call it a slap. Kick off your door. But where I'm from, man, we'll call it a tap. I suggest you call it a rap. Said every time I hear those bars, it's like I'm gonna collapse. If you don't know which window's mine, I said, if you don't know which window's mine, look for the one with the cracks. Nobody runs these streets. If anyone did, then I never knew. Back in Meridian, I had a crew. Everyone 6 foot tall and rolled with a Desi. They were like, somebody slow down, Prezi. I was like, nobody can. Sorry, nobody could. Draw for the garden spade and a plank of wood. Then I went KFC. What did I order? Wing and the fries. Somebody tell these guys. Breast and the chips. Said they got 9s. Funny how I can't see clips. When I got mines, they were like flies. I said, but I weren't doing up zips. Yeah, spooky. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Take off me, nah, must be a dream. Give cats the food, must be a feed. I said, there's not an MC that could get to my level of stripes. I was like, almost the level of snipes. BM Mercedes, yeah, I got types. I got an African friend who said, yeah, I got swipes. Hold it down, I don't want to see these man get out of the pram. To make a point, you was the point. Out of the gram, so much cash, can't put me in the slam. I was in Manny, but I weren't taking the tram. Prez, heard you moving boxes, they better know that I am. Wow, best in Britain, all these tigers, but when it comes down to the crunch, all I see is a kitten. Kill off Khalid, one of the words I've written. Geezer, listen to this. Do you call it a track? One more word out of him, and I'll call it a slap. Kick off your door. Stage of health, stage of health, stage of riches, stage of wealth. Moving, I was like stealth, way past the sell by, never on the shelf. Oi governor, he's not cut for the work. Hotter than who? Must have been on about jerk. My region, last thing that you wanna do is lurk. Walk around, fix up your chin and shirt. Come to my doorstep, I will bring dirt. Can't say that you're putting input. If you didn't insert, all this talk about ring the alarm, but none of these guys have. I said, been on alert. Yeah. Okay. T on the wing, out now. Yeah. Going out to Spooky. Radar.
Yes, Prez.